Welcome back to our recap episode of Tiki Caliente 14. Tiki Caliente 14 has come, it is gone, and it was quite a weekend. We have a very special guest with us tonight, Mr. Bill Marcelli, Captain Nemo himself. Bill, we are so glad to have you with us tonight, my friend.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
This was Bill's very first time attending Tiki Caliente, so we are really excited to hear what he has to say about it. And of course, my comrade in crime up at the top, Cheeseman.
What's up, everybody? Cheeseman in paradise.
Hey, can you get a little bit closer to the microphone, Luke? You sound like you're across the room. Sorry.
Cheeseman in paradise. Hello.
There you go. That sounds a lot better. And of course, I am Jim, or better known as Rum Bum Jimmy. I should have put it on my little moniker here. So welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Tiki Freaks podcast. We are going to have Bill with us for a little bit here at the very beginning, and then this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you some videos we took, some inside looks at the Tiki convention this weekend, Tiki Caliente. We're going to talk about the things that worked, the food, the parties, and just our overall impression. And then we actually do have a short preview of next year with Rory. We were able to talk with Rory Snyder, the organizer of the event. He was the one who did the preview with us on our last podcast, but this time he was fighting a lost voice, but as he was squeaking through, he gave us kind of a preview of what to expect for next year. So we're really excited about that. But anyways, welcome to the Tiki Freaks Show. We are a show and a website that our goal is to keep Tiki fun, young, and young at heart. We want it to keep growing and becoming something cool that all of us can love and enjoy. So anyways, we're going to get right to it. And I know that the first things we're going to talk about is just kind of like our overall impression, but we want to go to Bill. We want to go to Mr. Bill Mark. But I do have to give a little bit of a preview to Bill.
Did you catch yours?
Yeah.
I was just about to sneeze, and then of course you came back to me.
No,
hi.
guys, Bill Marcelli, me and Luke have become kind of like, for lack of a better word, it sounds kind of crude, but drinking buddies with Bill, but it's more Tiki drinking buddies, Tiki aficionados, so to speak. And Bill, could you tell us kind of how this started with us?
Well, you mean Comic-Con?
Yes.
Well, Jim and Luke and I were acquainted from a screenwriting program where I spoke several years ago, and they were they attended it. And we stayed in touch from time to time over the years. But November 2021. It was the year before last.
Yep, Comic-Con special edition.
Yeah, they had a special edition mini Comic-Con in November to try and glide back into having Comic-Con in San Diego in the post-COVID lockdown era. And I went by myself, kind of on a whim, and we still had to wear masks in the convention center. And one of the panels was a Tiki panel at San Diego Comic-Con. And they had a Q&A session afterwards. And they were going to give whoever asked the best question, they were going to give this really cool, one-of-a-kind custom Tiki mug that had 3 of the Universal movie monsters on it. I think it was Creature from the Black Lagoon. I think the werewolf was on there. I can't remember or Frankenstein, I think was the other. But and with a mask on, I got up in line to the mic to ask a question. And Jim and Luke were Am I muted? Can you guys hear me?
Gotcha there. Started. You were at Jim and Luke.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Jim became the invisible ghost. He's grabbing the mug you're talking about.
Okay.
That's why he.
Yeah. Well, Jim and Luke were. Sorry, gentle viewers. There.
Look.
Okay, thanks. Okay, you spoiled the end of my story about how you win the mug. All
Keep going.
Anyway, yeah. So I asked a question of the panel, and Jim and Luke were a few rows behind me in masks, unrecognizable, and I thought I was unrecognizable too. But apparently, Jim recognized.
These aren't Comic-Con masks; these are COVID masks.
Yeah, COVID masks.
COVID masks. Yeah. And Jim, do I have this right? You said to Luke, "That's Bill Marcelli," just from my
I recognize your voice.
My strange voice, I suppose. And then after a few people after me, Jim went to the mic and asked a question, and as you now know, he ended up winning that super cool mug. So.
Yes, Luke, can we go? Wait. I'm going to go full screen here. Wait, let me
Mm-hmm.
check out this beautiful, beautiful mug. Dun, dun, dun. And I got it for asking the best question. My question, actually, not. I don't think my question was necessarily the best question, but I had the loudest response from the audience. And mainly it's because I recruited people to yell for me because I wanted the mug so bad.
Yeah.
My question was, how did Universal Monsters become so entrenched with Tiki? And I don't know. I made friends with Tiki James, was also on that panel. He's a guy that we've stayed in contact, and he was texting me all through the convention we're about to talk about. So we're going to bring it back to this. And we started drinking Tiki drinks together, mainly something that's kind of leading up to a very cool thing that's happening tomorrow night, Bill. This is kind of like the grand finale of us and our last 2 years of doing Tiki with Bill, which is
the famed Groglog Challenge at Tonga Hut in North Hollywood. So
LA's oldest tiki bar.
Yeah, I trust many of you are familiar with it, but in case you're not, first off, a little background. Prior to like a couple of years ago, I never had more than 4 cocktails in a year, if that. But in November of 2021, shortly before running into these guys at Comic-Con Light, my sister Gina was visiting in town, and I wanted to take her to a tiki bar, and I looked up and this place called Tonga Hut. It's one of the oldest tiki bars in the world, I guess. Certainly one of the oldest in the country. So I took her there, and we had a nice time, and saw that there's this wall full of plaques that have these cool kind of names, almost like jet pilot handles, except for drinkers, like Tiki Time Lord and Princess Pulani and Howley Jeff and and I asked what is that, and they explained to me that Tonga Hut has something called the Groglog Challenge, based on Beach Bum Berry's famed Groglog cocktail book, which has 78 cocktail recipes in it. And if you can have all 78 at Tonga Hut over the space of, originally it was 12 months. They extended it to a year and a half because of COVID and because they had limited hours. For the record, I would have made it within the 12-month period. But if you complete all 78 drinks, then you are inducted into the Loyal Order of the Drooling Bastard, because they have a fountain in a little alcove next to all these plaques that is a drooling, they call it the Drooling Bastard. And you get a fez and a medallion that entitles you to $1 off drinks for life there. And you get to put a plaque up on that wall, your own custom designed plaque. And my sister's like, you ought to do it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't drink that much. Although I do like tiki drinks, I'd like to know more about them. And then I looked at the wall and I asked the waitress, I said, is the name Captain Nemo taken? And she said, no. I'm like, all right, I'm in, I'm going to do it. And tomorrow night I will officially become Captain Nemo.
Yes.
When I have my 78th drink at
in a year and a half
at the Tonga Hut. So there we go.
And Cheeseman and me are right behind him, but we have 16 to go.
You're down to 16?
16 or 17, yeah.
16 or 17. We're down to 16 or 17. We've got till June the 9th.
Yeah.
So not very long. And I know Luke's Cheeseman's gone next week to traveling. I'm gone 2 weeks after that. So
you'll have a couple tomorrow night at my induction ceremony.
Yes, we shall. When you hold up your tiki filled pineapple and for all the world to see. I'm really excited about that. All right, let's get to Tiki Caliente. Tiki Caliente just happened. It was the 14th one. It was completely sold out. and most people, if you couldn't get a place at the actual hotel, you were in some of the other hotels, dispersed throughout. Bill's hotel was a bit nicer than ours, but we're cheapies. All right, so Bill and Luke, tell me just your overall impression, real quick impression of Tiki Caliente Cheeseman. Let's hear yours, and then we're gonna go to Bill, and then we got some pictures to share.
Yeah, it was good as always. Exactly kind of what they said it would be. Great food, great pool time, lots of parties and stuff. And the schedule was very good at kind of like putting stuff out. And if anything was off the schedule, like different kind of like meetups or little dress up things that they did, those were on the schedule as well. But also, it's so close to a town that also is so big into tiki too. So there's also bootleg or Tonga Hut you can slip off to. But there's also Tonga Hut supports the event as well and puts on one of the room parties. So Tonga Hut definitely, put on one of the best room parties, as well as Ventiki, which is a bar from Ventura, California. But just a fun bunch of people, no drama, lovely, just tiki people, a lot of couples dressed up in nice matching tiki type clothes and lots of tiki attire as usual. And yeah, Rory puts on a good event. And
we'll hear from Rory at the end of the show. But Bill, what do you think? This for your very first tiki convention?
It was my first, and I enjoyed myself. Generally speaking, I like to go to events where there's a number of vendors and where there's live music and where there's an opportunity for really to just kind of meet people. One of the things that I like so much about the whole sort of tiki culture is really that just people are generally so friendly.
Right.
I the other night when I was at Tonga Hut, I said to the bartender, one of the things I love about tiki is that I've never seen people go to a tiki event particularly just to get hammered, Yeah. And she said, "Oh yeah, no, people do this to get hammered." So I'm like, "Well, yeah, I should know better than to say that to a bartender. I know you've seen everything." But generally speaking, people are just so nice. It's just very friendly. I'm not always the most comfortable person at a party necessarily introducing myself to people. Somewhere between wallflower and dancing on the bar, I guess. But people at Tiki Caliente were really just very nice.
So, Luke, if we're going to talk about a little bit of the stuff, if you have photographs that are uploaded to talk about this stuff, let's go ahead and do it. The cool thing, and we showed up, Cheeseman and I showed up one day before Bill, and we showed up on May the 4th. The event went May 4th through 4, 5, 6, 7th, right? Was that Sunday? Was Sunday?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 4th to the 7th out in Palm Springs, California at the Caliente Tropics Hotel. The hotel is a tiki themed hotel. It's been there for, oh my gosh, a good many years. I know that they say that the Rat Pack used to hang out there. We'll do a little bit. Yeah, this is the front of the Caliente Tropics Hotel. What's cool is I was getting some history on it that it has 3 bars in there, 3 dining establishments. One is the Reef Bar, which is the big tiki bar, which most of the action is gathered around. There's the Reef Bar. You can see it across the pool there at nighttime. Oh, such a beautiful setting. They also have
it's really lovely.
What's is it Sancho's is the Mexican
Sancho's,
restaurant they have there. And then the newest establishment is the Fern Bar, La Fern, up in the front. And wait. And the theme of the La Fern Bar is I was gonna show you this. Isaac from the Love Boat is the mascot of the La Fern. And Luke, you can go ahead and show that picture now. That was me inside La Fern, and it's got a cool like a mid. It's a little bit past mid-century. It's more like late 60s, early 70s, Mad Men style design. Oh, look at that cool shirt I'm wearing there. And that was, what's that drink I was drinking that was like the official drink, the signature drink of La Fern? I forget what it was called, but man, it was good.
Yeah, they had a couple really good drinks there. And
so anyway, so they had the 3 bars. Go ahead.
Yeah, each place kind of had their own feel and kind of like, some of them had different cocktails. I think they might have shared a little bit of the kind of drink stuff. I don't know if Sancho's did or if it was it was probably made at the Fern or somewhere like that.
But you know what? Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt. I apologize.
So yeah,
I'm good at that.
There's basically the Reef Bar, which is your classic tiki bar. So they had great food like, like loco moco and, the beef, the coconut shrimp, all that. And then all your classic tiki drinks, the zombie, Mai Tai, painkiller, all that kind of stuff. And then Sancho's had, like Mexican food, great place to spend Cinco de Mayo. Their mole sauce was really good, which I'm showing here with the chicken. That was one of my favorite things. And I wish I would have got a picture of Bill's fajita stuff because that was really good. That was probably my favorite.
Pretty
thing.
Amazing.
Even better than the mole. And then of course, being Cinco de Mayo, had a margarita there. But
that's right. May the 4th was the first day. Cinco de Mayo was the second day. So there's a lot rolled into this.
And then we had that dish I mentioned. It's a classic kind of Hawaiian dish called the loco moco. I did the burger where everybody else did kind of the pork.
And that was back in the Reef Bar.
At the Reef Bar.
There we are.
There we are.
With my free Bloody Marys, which were good as well.
Right.
That they were doing at the pool.
Now we're going to we do have a little tour that Luke did through the facilities that we'll show in just a second. But do you have any other pictures before I show this short little tour?
We also, he mentioned the Star Wars. They did some little room parties there. We unfortunately missed, but they did catch the end of the last one going on. So there's me at the room party, lots of Mandalorian kind of helmet, Baby Yoda kind of stuff, rum in the window. So everybody, even if they're not part of the room party, a lot of times will decorate their rooms. But this was cool being May the 4th and how people kind of embrace the location. And then this guy, Kevin, did a lot of like photo booth type stuff. So from night to night. So there was at least a couple nights where you could get the photo booth, and then of course Mandalorian coconut mug that I met this guy at kind of over there that night as well.
All right. So Bill, we're going to show a little tour, and we only have Bill for a few more minutes. So I do want to use his time wisely, but we're going to show this little tour. And Bill, when we come back, I'm going to ask you just kind of like your favorite parts about the event, the vendors, and room parties. Those 3 things. I want to get your opinion on those. And then we do have some videos about this, but here's the little tour of the event itself.
Hey everybody, it's Cheeseman of Paradise with the Tiki Freaks. I am having a drink here at the Fern Bar. Last drink of the day here at Tiki Caliente. Who am I here with?
Cheers.
Sean Moffitt.
Tiffany Moffitt.
Grant Shaw. Leonardo DeVelvet.
Yeah. This almost turned into the Fern karaoke at this Fern Bar. Look at this beautiful bar here. Fern style. They said that this bar was created for the Fern. Wow, someone's hearing things already. Yeah. So we're here at the Fern. So does this feel like it's for the ladies?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good decoration here. We got Justin, the bartender, and Jordan. What was this drink? What was this lovely drink you made me?
The Key Bolt.
The Key Bolt right here. So we are just going to show you quickly the layout of this place here at the Caliente Tropics. So we were here at the Fern Bar. We got Sancho's here, which you can have a great breakfast. You can have a great lunch. Great Mexican food, especially if you're here during Cinco de Mayo, which we were. And it was very good. Look at this. We got a freaking piñata light. Look at that. Sancho's, beautifully decorated, beautiful food. You can also get drinks here and endless mimosas. And you can get your picture taken by here by the Tiki Caliente Tropics. This is check-in for some people. And look at this tiki mug here right there. This was one of the custom tiki mugs for the event. You can also get T-shirts. Here's the flyer. Here's the hat, everything. And then we are going to go into the notorious Reef Bar coming up right here. This is where it's all about. This is the Tiki Bar of the event. This is why we are here right now. And this is what everything is built around. The Reef Bar, they had pre-made drinks. And they did also at the Fern Bar. But here is the place where they have a lot of the pre-made. You got a Mai Tai. You got the Palm Springs Punch and other stuff as well. But live music here every night. You got a beautiful view that you can sit out here. You got pool time. Look at that on stage. Yeah. Oh, what is this coolest shirt in the whole world you have right here? And where do I get this shirt?
I have no idea. My wife found it for me.
That is a cool wife to buy you something. Screen cap that. Look at that. Wow. Everybody that sees that, screen cap that, and I think you can look up where you can get that online.
Right on.
Legend himself. How did the record sales go this weekend?
Oh my God, they went great.
And tell us who you are, so the people that are viewing know who you are and how to get your album.
My triple personality disorder, Digitiki of digitiki.com, Marty Lush of whatever, and then Mark Riddle is my real name, and that's the album.
Doing the album, and he did signings this weekend. Also did Beautiful Sound. What did you think of the music this weekend? Because you're the man all behind it.
I loved it. In fact, I loved Lushy. They were fun. They were cool. They were kind of like geeky, fun, cool, quirky. I loved every second of it, and all the other bands were good too, man. I really enjoyed it. It was a good show.
Well, awesome. I mean, we had music in here. We had music out there. Thank you so much for being part of it. You did an amazing job. And the Tiki Bar. Oh, my gosh, look at this. And they had water this year, free right here for all the people. You can get your own cup, get your own water. This is a great place to have a drink. This is Johnny Tang again here. We saw him earlier. Johnny, did you enjoy your food today?
I am enjoying my food. I want some more.
You want some more food. Look at that. And beautiful pool day. We got Bill out here enjoying some pool time, catching some sun, all that. So look at this. Cheeseman in Paradise here at the pool, catching some rays, not too sunburned. Bring your sunblock. Tiki Caliente 2023. We had a good time.
Don't worry, Bill. We're not going to show shirtless pictures of you in the pool. All right. Before we do lose Bill, though, I just want to get Bill's opinion on some of the cooler things. The vending area. I know the vending area was kind of compact and small. It wasn't a giant marketplace. We had a vending area, the symposium. I want to know your idea on the vending area, the symposium, and your favorite room party. Those three things.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess first the vendors. As these events go, it wasn't all that large, but there was a sizable gathering of vendors, and among them, I was not familiar with Crazy Al, I believe. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Who's something of a legend in these here parts. And he makes these, of which I got one, although with this might be a little awkward, but I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see it. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that Greg Brady wears and then gets cursed. But, I got myself
Good thing
one
you
of
weren't
those.
surfing.
Yeah. I did not go surfing. And not a lot of surfing in Palm Springs.
There will be soon. They're building a surf pool out there.
Oh Lord.
I know.
But one of the vendors that I spent some time with actually was a fellow named Jordan at is it Peekaboo Gallery? I think.
Peekaboo Gallery, yes.
Yeah, they're responsible for this massive coffee table book commemorating. Yeah, Jim got.
I got the Godzilla coffee
got their
table
Godzilla book.
Yeah,
but they were responsible for the famous farewell, the Aloha OA event that I had some of the a couple of sold out tickets for, and we couldn't go, so I ended up selling them to Jim and Luke. And
very happy.
I'll forever be sad to have missed this huge luau blowout giant tiki event. But I found myself talking to Jordan there, and it turns out that we both have a background in animation television. He worked on Ren and Stimpy. I worked on a show called Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network. And he knows the fellow who created that show, so we spent a lot of time commiserating.
We forgot to tell you guys, Bill's a big-time screenwriter.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And he enjoyed talking Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy. I remember you talking about that with him.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun talking about that. And about the log song. For those of you who don't know Ren and Stimpy, you're in for a treat if you're going to discover these things I'm talking about. And Jim alluded to my screenwriting career. I won't go on about it much, but several years ago, I sold Disney a live action prequel to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea because it's one of my favorite movies ever of all time. Which is why when I found out that the name Captain Nemo wasn't taken on the Grog Log wall, I got very excited. So it's fun to get to be a little tiny asterisk because the movie did not get made. They almost made it. They were 10 million in. They were building sets. They had a director. And then there was a regime change at the studio, and the new guy came in and pulled the plug on every movie in production, including mine, because it wasn't his. So, and then 8 months later, they fired him and canceled all his stuff. Yeah, how could Hollywood possibly be losing money? I don't understand.
And we're all on strike, so.
Yep.
But
yes,
yeah,
there's that.
What about the symposium?
Yes, Polynesiacs. That was perhaps my favorite event, or my favorite thing about the Tiki Caliente.
Yeah, I loved it.
I believe the fellow's name is Tiki Tom. Is it?
Yep,
Let's
Tiki
do
Tom
them.
Tom.
Tiki Tom Tom. Let's do the man some justice. He gave a wonderful symposium. His book Polynesiacs, which I have no affiliation with him. I only met him there. I'm not trying to shill anything. But it's a $60 beautiful coffee table book. And it is about his journey across the country visiting home tiki bars.
Mm-hmm.
And it started modestly, where he was going to be traveling, and he put out some feelers and said that he'd love to meet people. And 6 people said, yeah, come visit our tiki bar. And then he would go and then say, oh, do you know these folks over here? And, and he ended up visiting, I think, 84 tiki bars, home tiki bars all around the country. He made a huge road trip out of it. And it's just delightful. It's really heartwarming. He said no one ever turned him down. People are just so loving and kind and friendly.
And that's why I think we need to go try this, Bill. If no one turned him down, then why can't we, as the Tiki Freaks, with special guest Bill, go along and see these ones now in Los Angeles?
Because I have a feeling that once these home tiki bars are featured in a book, they're going to be like, okay, there's a 6-month waiting period. We've got 900 people ahead of you.
Yeah, we got to do this.
I don't know,
sooner than later, I guess.
But the book is only just coming out, so it wasn't. He didn't have any at the event to sign, so I bought one.
I think it's just like a day short or something.
Yeah,
from having it.
So it's on its way, but I've yet to actually read it. But I'm looking forward to it.
You can get
but it was a heartwarming seminar. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What about the groom parties, Bill? I want to know what your impression. What was your favorite one or two?
Well, I enjoyed Tonga Hut. Actually, did one. Was it called Lost Flight 15? Was that what it's called?
I think 105.
105. Okay, yeah, and it was a sort of a Halloween themed kind of little bit morbid, but the idea was they decked out the room with skeletons, and they dressed themselves up as Pan Am pilots and stewardesses, back when they were called stewardesses, not flight attendants. They're decked out in Pan Am garb, like from the 60s. I think the idea was that this plane disappeared 50 years ago, and these are the ghosts of the flight crew.
And I think that it crashed because, if you got 30 seconds, Bill, this is how it began.
So, as you all know, here's some seatbelts.
Guys, it isn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Inside the crew, they keep bitching at me that it was my fault, my fault. How did I know there was a mountain between Burbank and Palm Springs?
Captain, what are you doing here? Who's flying the plane?
Oh, fuck.
Everybody hold on tight!
There was a lot of screaming that night.
Lots of screaming every 5 minutes.
Whoops.
What you didn't see there is that a couple of the ladies on the flight crew had blood all over them, while they're hopefully serving you your cocktails. So I enjoy that one a lot.
All right, Bill. We know we got to let you go, but any closing thoughts on favorite things that
Or
you enjoyed about-
anything else to show us you bought? I know we saw the necklace.
Oh yeah,
thing.
wait, you bought something.
Did you get some other stuff?
Oh, I don't. They're over there. It's not much. I bought a Mai Tai glass from the Reef, and I got a couple swizzle sticks and a cocktail coin. I didn't buy a whole lot while I was there.
How did I go
end up
craziest
drinking.
out of all of us? I usually would be the one not spending, and somehow I somehow ended up spending more than everybody.
Gosh, I looked at what I spent today. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of the things that where we're talking about the music. Much of the music was very good. If you weren't next door at the Sonder Hotel, the reason Jim's laughing is because we went to the pool over there and got treated to some of the most let's call it aggressive music. Literally, I went into the lobby. I said, there's kids at this hotel. But
Bill, I did catch 30 seconds of one of our favorite bands, and I just inside the Reef on that closing day. Let's take a listen. The world.
I love how
everything
you're
but the
in
band.
the corner, like waiting for your drink and don't even film the band. Like,
No, I know. The what it was is
it's like the Rolling Stones in concert, and then you have the camera on the line to the restroom for 90 minutes while you hear Mick in the background.
I had found like a back booth, and I was claiming it because I was going to sit down for a second. There's the dirty lowdown.
Yeah, this is how you film a band, Jim. People dancing, people up on stage, having a good time. Yep.
Yeah, that was Dirty Lowdown. They were fun. I'd be remiss if my favorite band of the weekend, at least that I saw, was Par Avion.
That's who you were listening to from the back booth.
That was them doing that popcorn song?
Yeah, and we have an interview with them coming up in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, yeah, I thought they were wonderful, and I went up to them, talk about friendly. I went up and I said, I want to buy a CD, and she said they're free. They're really cute bass guitarist.
So Lily wants to know. She's watching. She goes, "What is the name of that first tiki bar you guys showed on this podcast?" It was called the Reef Bar. Lily, inside here.
Inside the Caliente Tropics Hotel in Palm Springs.
That's where I was sitting in the back. With the really good music, but the terrible vantage point. But Luke had a much better vantage point. Bill, before you go though, there's one other thing I just wanted to show. You can't go to Palm Springs without going to two. We had a chance to go to a couple of tiki bars, and Luke, I think you have a picture or two from Tonga Hut, the Tonga Hut Palm
Springs, yes.
And so this is our bartender and here we are at the Tonga Hut Palm Springs, which was an awesome experience. I loved going there. And Bill, what was
my new shirt?
And Bill, what do you remember about the Tonga Hut Palm Springs? How does it differ from the one in LA?
Well, one of the ways.
There's our food.
Yeah, they have food. That
was a food platter. It definitely differs that way. It also differs in that from where I was sitting, I had a view of 12 hot girls at a bachelorette party in the corner that Luke was constantly trying to not be conspicuous about turning around.
That's why my neck hurts after this.
And every once in a while I would say, "Oh my gosh, they're exchanging bras." Luke, no, don't look. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, Luke. Don't turn around. Keep me cool. And he'd be like, "Oh, geez." But it was Yeah, that one was great fun. And do you have any of us at Bootlegger?
I
And
Luke,
by the way, I
I-
don't have to take off right away, but whenever you need.
I do have you playing Jenga,
Oh wow.
which we played a couple of epic games, but
we do have an epic picture of us from Bootlegger, but I don't think I have it. If I can find it, I'll show it.
yeah,
But the thing that's cool, the last thing we did on Sunday before, before take it off, let's just put it that way. Before closing down the event was going to Bootlegger, which is perhaps they have Tonga Hut, Palm Springs, which opened up, I guess, about 10 years ago, in the Bootlegger, which is in the location of the original Don's the Beachcomber Palm Springs location. And it's very cool. And the lady waiting on us, the wait person, she was actually the granddaughter of the original general manager of the Don's the Beachcomber in Hollywood. And so it's kind of cool.
Was her name Sammy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was sweet.
Oh, she was great. She was great. And I do have pictures on my phone, but it's going to take a bit of time to get them off. Oh, I've got it. Oh, wait, let me show this. Hey, Luke, can you show? This is Sammy, our bartender from the Bootlegger. So that was she was great. She was great. Oh, wait, last picture. Let's see. My camera won't turn sideways. Sorry. But here's us. This is the worst plate. Can you see it? I'll show it later.
I feel like I'm watching Cloverfield.
All right. So what we're going to do now, and let's see, because we do have, we're going to show the vendors at the end. But
Luke, look at that! It's
there it is.
Bootlegger.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, my drink there was actually. You want to pull it back up? Okay. Let's see. Jim is having a. Oh God! I just had it on the tip of my brain a moment ago. That's a clothing optional. Is that what it's called?
Yes, a clothing optional. Yeah.
Jim and Johnny are drinking it's called clothing optional. Luke with a skull mug has a drink called a Dead Man Walking.
Yep.
And I'm drinking something called a Man-Eating Plant.
And yours did not have any. Did yours have rum in it?
Oh yeah. Actually, in anticipation of this question, I called up my own. I have because I took a picture of the menu.
Okay.
Man-Eating Plant. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah.
The Man-Eating Plant is Hamilton Navy Strength rum, pineapple amaro, Kapali cacao rum, banana liqueur, pineapple, lime, orgeat, Coco Lopez, and heavy cream. And I've got the recipes for the other two if you want to hear them. I don't know.
Nah.
I want to hear them, so we have record of this.
Okay, go ahead.
At least of mine.
We're at 38 minutes.
Real quick. Gentle viewers, please pardon me. Dead Man Walking, Plantation Pineapple, Smith and Cross. I confess I don't know what some of these are. Batavia Arak, lime, lemon, pineapple, cinnamon, falernum, and honey. And then what's in the clothing optional?
What, roofies?
Wait a minute. Why am I not? Oh, here it is. Clothing optional: white rum, Coco Lopez. That's coconut cream, right?
Yep.
Paranubes. I'm butchering these names. Uruapan Blanco. Vanilla liqueur, apricot liqueur, lemon, passion fruit, and a dark rum float. So, yeah, these are original. Those are all original to the Bootlegger Tiki. So.
Oh yeah, the original, yeah, right there, which is very cool. Very cool. They were kind of pricey, but they were worth it. All right. So what we're going to do now is, Luke, if you can take us through the last remaining pictures, and then we are going to give folks a little tour of the folks that we interviewed towards the end, and then a real quick wrap up from Rory. All right, Cheeseman, you take us.
All right. Well, I think just basically the only things we really didn't show is just a general kind of overview of the room party. As you can see, there were long lines, but a lot of times they had multiple parties going on at once, which really helped kind of keep some of the lines down. But, you could also always grab a drink and have a drink in line. So, there's always that. And, there's a whole mix of kind of the styles and different feels that each room had.
That was the Atlantis room. Yeah,
Yes.
That was the Atlantis room party. Note she has webbed fingers.
I think that's us in there as well. And then there was a Cinco de Mayo one that they did, which they did so well they ran out of drinks, but they did have free water by the time we got there. And then this was my pal, Dr. Z. He was there. He was actually the only room party that was just going on the whole time. He had a little patio where he had his own drink there, the Chief Lapu Lapu. And then you could do a 151 floater if you wanted. And then he also had his little hangover cure, Dr. Z's not quite patented hangover remedy. So, which was a mix of, ibuprofen and some different B vitamins and other things to help some people out the next day, especially.
And these are birds from the Disenchanted Tiki Room. It's not the Enchanted Tiki Room, the Disenchanted Tiki Room by the Zen Tiki Podcast.
And then
basically means they don't move.
And what was this one, Bill?
Oh, I forgot to mention my favorite.
Yes.
No, that was. I would rather let you tell it.
So there was this room party, which I guess the past year and a half or so, somebody up in Palm Springs or somebody has taken a grudge match against Rory Snyder, the organizer of the event, and created a fake account on it's either Instagram or Twitter and just said just really awful stuff and pretending to be somebody else. And so before they think they know who it is and who has a grudge against this event. And for some reason, this room party, they decided to create they blew up all the tweets on the wall in the back. And we had a misunderstanding when we walked in. The front was really cool. Cool dance party. Luke was dressed as Batman and they were playing Batman for him. But when we got to the back, they had all these things all over the walls outside. And we thought somebody was dissing Rory and just kind of giving some disrespect to the event. And eventually...
How could you possibly think that? Just because all these horrible, horrible things are plastered all over every viewing surface in the room. How could you possibly think that the people there don't like Rory? Do you have a sense of humor?
You have no sense of humor. Yeah. Bill was like, "What is this? This isn't cool." And somebody came up to Bill and said, "Well, you have no sense of humor." And Bill goes, "I have a great sense of humor. This just doesn't make sense." And it really didn't. So they finally explained it to us, and so now we know what's going on. In my own estimation, it was a little bit too inside baseball. Very few people knew what was going on.
Then they realized after us that they had to explain to literally every person walking in.
Yeah. But you know what? It was a cool hangout space regardless. I did like that. But I do have to say this, Bill, Luke, real quick. You mentioned the Atlantis party.
Yes.
Oh, get that out of my face. Drinks over there.
Nice.
Don't suck on the
Morty's mind blower. Mind blower is this is not a straw.
All right, what's your Atlantis spiel? No, come on.
That's what they made us do. But here's all the stuff that's in it except for you don't see the cinnamon simple syrup or the lemon juice.
Okay.
So it's this and lemon juice and cinnamon simple syrup.
Okay, so what is it? What do you call it?
A little bit of a
little bit of a lightweight. Is it strong? Is that 151?
No.
Tell him it's fine.
It's not super strong.
It's very light.
Bill, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a dollar?
It's that much lemon juice, that much cinnamon simple syrup, that much.
And they just go on and tell us.
You have a dollar.
No, I love the way Bill is very much claims to be a lightweight, and he is, and he keeps us honest.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because one of the things, I don't know how many people watching this right now, but one of the reasons that I like tiki drinks and the whole general culture, I mentioned earlier about how it's not about getting hammered, but you can have a very pleasant time. And I mean, I spent the whole weekend. I don't think I ever had 3 or 4 cocktails I never had cocktails 4 days in a row in my life, except for this past weekend. And I never got more than mildly buzzed. If something was too strong for me to drink, I usually didn't finish
Look
it.
at that happy guy.
We had a good
Oh,
time.
that's awesome.
My hair is a little weird there, but yes, I am happy.
All right.
And Batman was happy too.
Oh, very cool. All right. Cheeseman, any other pictures before we kick it over to the vendors?
Yeah. So just quickly kind of going through, some of the parties. This was outside of Ventiki. Ventiki really did a good job decking it out, and they had a gong in there too, which was crazy. And then good drinks and all that. So
good theming. The Ventiki.
Great theming there. I'm surprised you didn't ask for their sign they had of the ship there, Bill.
They had the Nautilus.
They showed it. It was outside when they were, packing up to prepare the room. But I never actually saw it in there. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is that good? Oh, Bill. I mean, not. No, this isn't the symposium. That's what I thought this was. Never mind. This is a guy. He and his buddy collect rum. They're special rum collectors, and
we're gonna have him on the show.
Yeah, it was. He came, kind of gave a whole lecture within the room party. It was a slow moving room party because he took great pride, and he does have a YouTube channel. I'm not remembering what it is right now, but that guy, me and Luke have met him. Me and Cheeseman have met him at Los Angeles at the Tam O'Shanter, a special speakeasy where they were tasting some rum. So that was really cool.
And then of course,
Shag.
And there's the art piece I bought him of the Joker Tiki head, and then he signed the back, which was really cool. And then we, on our own kind of time, went and visited the Shag Gallery, which is a really cool spot there in Palm Springs. That's there every day.
That's cool.
Yeah, I left my $15,000 at home, or I would have bought.
Yeah.
All right, Cheeseman. Anything else?
I could show just a few things I got, unless you want to show them as well.
We're not. Yeah. I don't want to keep Bill too much longer, but
they're right here beside me.
Okay, show them real quick.
So here was the official soundtrack of the event. Rory said this Mark Riddle album. So they did this vinyl release, and they also did a digital one, which he had on this little wooden thumb drive thing that was pretty cool. And then here was some of the art I got, which will show more of a video about this.
In
a second. So
did you say that you need to buy a turntable now that you bought a vinyl?
Yeah, I need to figure that out. But got these really cool.
No, wait. Hold that back up. Hold that back up. That's significant. That's some of the singing flowers from inside the enchanted tiki room, which is very cool. And did you not want to tell the significance of the other picture?
So what was cool? Well, I do have a video of it I could show.
Okay, well, if you have a video, we'll just do the video. Cool.
Yeah, I could show the video, and then there was the cool tiki shirt I got from Retro Ruthie, which most of us got shirts from there except for Bill, but maybe next time. And then there was a lot of these cool prints that they had of these vintage, like Hollywood kind of stuff that got a real good deal on. So,
do you have the shag? The shag carving,
like Indiana Jones?
Do you have the shag carving?
Yeah, here's the shag thing in person. If I can get it open.
Don't break it.
Don't damage it while you're showing us.
Well, it's just the packaging. Here's the nice Joker thing, signed by the man himself.
Nice.
That's cool.
You got some buttons and other things for free there, but
cool.
Kind of the gist of what I got there, and I think I do have that little. This was a really unique way to do your music. So Mark Riddle signed it, but he did this little wooden thumb drive thing that kind of has this little box kind of look. So look at that. That's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Music in a unique way, so you can load it on. And they also had some music videos and some unreleased music on this.
Yeah, there's more music on the thumb drive than what's on the physical album.
But now you have to buy a wooden computer. That's the downside.
Yeah,
so you need a turntable and a Flintstones laptop.
And he mentioned Ruthie. What was it? What's the name of it? It's we interviewed her in the video. Yeah. What? I got this shirt from her as well.
Oh, yeah,
Love this shirt. love this design. And the last thing I do want to I already showed it, but I'm going to show it real quick, is over at the guys who did the events, who did the Oceanic Arts closing, the auction, a number of different things. They also had a cool Godzilla auction at Midsummer Scream, which is, I guess, the country's largest horror convention now. It's out here in Los Angeles, and I was there. And all these different toys that they auctioned off, these Godzilla toys and prints and posters. This is so cool. I'm a big Godzilla fan, and so that made me very happy. I think that's about all we have of this. All we're gonna do is we're gonna end on a tour of the vendors, talking to a couple of the vendors, and then Rory is going to give us a preview of next year. Is that right, Luke?
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So, Bill, we're probably going to, this next section is going to go on for a bit of time, but I just want to thank you for jumping on the show with us tonight. And I got to say, this is my first time traveling with Bill, and we had a blast. We had the absolute blast, and I hope we have some more Tiki events or other events we can get to.
It was great fun. You didn't have to share a room with me, so you don't know you don't know how I snore. But
well, there's
Welcome
no way on
to the club.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of sawers. We've been sawing some logs, that's for sure. All right. So, Cheeseman, we appreciate having you, Bill, and we're going to just henceforth call you Captain Nemo, and we will see you tomorrow night when you join the Loyal Order of the Drooling Bastard, which is a really cool thing. All right.
Indeed.
So the next
Thanks,
video
everybody.
we're going to show, and this is when we Bill will let you go away here, but this next part is where Luke takes us on a tour of the vendors, and we also get to talk to some of the musicians that were performing. All right. Very cool. Talk to you later, Bill.
Hey, everybody. What's up? It is Cheeseman of Paradise here with the TikiFreaks.com, and I'm here at Tiki Caliente at the Caliente Resort celebrating Tiki Caliente, as I just said. And who am I here with right now?
Hey, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Bernard, and we have a group, Par Avion.
So they just played here in the Reef Restaurant, which is over here right by the pool area here at Tiki Caliente, and they've been having large amount of awesome bands playing this weekend. And what kind of music do you play as far as the Tiki sound goes?
Is that a trick question?
Yeah, it's a trick question because sometimes we wonder if our music is Tiki, but it starts with the ocean. We're essentially a band that pulls a lot of surf music influences, and that gives us sort of a launching point that unavoidably it becomes tropical and salty and compatible with this community, and we couldn't be happier.
Exactly.
So they play as just a 2 and 3 piece. Like you're kind of doing a little bit of a mix of that with a lot of the bass and guitar. I sent my friend who like, oh, we'll have a few drinks and then we'll play some music. I'm like, this is us as we probably sound in our heads when we're playing. Not as good as you guys sound, but yeah, like describe. Is it a 2 or 3 piece, or like how do you kind of mix it up?
Well, for yesterday, we played as a 3-piece, and that was definitely a more rockin', a lot more energy. And today, in the right environment, was a 2-piece where there also is a lot of energy, but just a little bit more laid back.
Is this your first time at Tiki Caliente?
Is this your first time at Tiki Caliente?
Yeah, it is. We're stoked. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's embarrassing because we have a lot of friends who come here regularly, and we've played Tiki Oasis many times and feel like our kinship and our relationship with the whole Tiki world has lasted a long time. But again, ironically, this is our first time here.
Well, you guys sounded amazing. It was awesome to have you at the Reef. Really vibed the place out. And Rory himself was like, this girl can play bass. Like he came out, he was like, wow, did you see this girl on bass? Like, so you did an amazing job. Thanks for bringing your influences in. And yeah, where can we find your music at?
Hey, well, we're on Spotify, Apple, all the major streaming. You can follow us on Instagram, and our website is vivaparavion.com, Instagram at vivaparavion. So keep it simple.
Yeah, that's the best response. And we over the years, sure, we put out CDs and even some vinyl, but as far as the most current and freshest stuff, Spotify is probably the ultimate.
There we go. Well, thank you for bringing the Tiki Caliente experience to us. And you guys go enjoy some drinks and enjoy the pool. Thank you. All right. Well, now we are going to go explore the vending area here at Tiki Caliente. Now, there's been very many vendors here. They started as soon as Thursday, I think, and then they've gone all the way through Sunday. So we're at the tail end of what's going on. We have some jewelry going on here at the Tiki Caliente. If you look to this side, we have some nice tiki jewelry. How are you doing today? Have you enjoyed the event?
We have loved the event. Mahalo. It's awesome.
Mahalo. I like your outfit there. You got the swimsuit on and the tiki shirt.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been trying to stay out of the pool with the vintage, but today we're going to put the old stuff on and jump in. So.
Well, if people need some jewelry, earrings, where do they get it at? Yeah, where do they get it?
They come to Tiki Togs here at Tiki Caliente. I'm here every year in the same booth under the bright green tent. I have men's jewelry too.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you. One of my best customers, folks.
All right, love the hat. So over here we have more shirts and different things going on here. Yeah, we got. How are you doing here? I can't believe you have a shirt on right now.
I got a shirt on. It's a Sunday. You know, you got.
That's how you know it's last call and it's over, when you got a shirt on.
You gotta be respectful. Sabbath.
How did it go with the tiki mugs this year? This was your first year with the booth, because usually you're out by the pool, have all your mugs, but you had a mix of things.
Let's get a little color going on. One moment. Uno momento, por favor.
So look at these necklaces here. These are amazing. I think our friend Bill got one of those. See, we are at tikimania.com. Crazy Al Evans, you're at his booth right now, world famous. Look at these tiki mugs.
In the sun, they go.
Woo!
So this is the latest thing from Tiki Farm. So it's an open edition that they're going to do. You can buy them on their site. But they gave me 250 pieces to do whatever I wanted with. So these are all limited numbers. So this is 4 of 5, so there's only 5 in this glaze. And then this is number 119, so out of the 250, this is number 119.
And there's several different colors you've done as well with this.
Yeah, there's just like, I think there's 12 different editions so far, and I still have 40 more pieces to go. So, you know, you're gonna have to hang out and find out what those are. I was just invited to Exoticon, so there'll probably be another edition special just for that event. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Crazy Al. Thanks for showing us stuff as you're packing out. Yeah, we are the Tiki Freaks. Just roaming around here last day, stumbling around. I got my Palm Springs Punch, so this is a special drink of the Reef Bar right now. So what better thing to have here while wandering around?
All right.
All righty. Thank you, Crazy Al. So, yeah, we're going around. They got great art here. This is a mix of monsters and tiki, very much our brand as the Tiki Freaks. We got Nosferatu there. They have a lot of Dracula. They have the Creature, all sorts of things. Which one's that?
That's a slee stack from
Land of the Lost?
Land of the Lost, yes, it's awesome.
All right, there we go. Living in the Land of the Lost.
Yeah, I'm cameraman today.
And then you got Pee Wee Herman over there. You got a little bit of that. So more shirts, and then over here, we got more people packing up. We got some good art here, and yeah, what do we have here with these carvings, Tiki Jim? Well, Rum Bum Jimmy.
Whose carvings are these? Oh wait,
Yeah, can you tell us about your carvings, sir?
Sure, I come from Oregon, and most of the wood comes from my yard. So, yeah.
How long do you let the wood dry before you do the carving?
Well, that's a good question. Usually about 3 years it takes for it to be. I like it a little moist still when I'm carving because it's a little easier to work. But yeah, about 3 years is yeah.
Now, with the closing of Oceanic Arts, that's been a big influence on tiki culture and tiki carving. Were you influenced any way by Oceanic Arts?
I was actually influenced a lot by Leroy himself, the carver. I've seen a lot of his work, so he's an inspiration to me for sure. Yeah, but I never got to go to Oceanic Arts. I was always on my way somewhere else, and so I was never I kick myself now, but I never did.
Well, awesome. What's your name and where can people find your art?
I'm Chris Young, and you can find me on Facebook, Chris Young Frog Island Tikis, and on Instagram, Chris Young 5091.
Well, awesome stuff. We're so glad you're here at Tiki Caliente, bringing the good wooden carving art with all the palm stuff you're doing. This is amazing. Check it out, people. Look at all that. There is his card right there. We got some other art. We got some T-shirts here, which is kind of a rare thing to see. We will be talking, right here, we got some T-shirt art right there, which is from Von Franco. They got some tank tops and shirts. So that's amazing. We got some art over here by James Owen from carnoir.com. It's got this great, like, old school, high contrast type art with simplistic color. Almost has a little bit of monstery vibe, even though it's like these beautiful women from the older times. And oh, look at that Tin Man down there. That is a cool piece of art right there, where it's the little sailor window thing. That's really cool. Yeah, and we even got Gilligan and some of his people over there as far as art paintings go. I assume most of these are originals and things. So, yeah. Who do we have here, and is this your art, sir?
It is my art, and I am James Owens out of Phoenix, Arizona.
How do people find your art?
They can find me online at www.car-noir.com or follow me on Instagram, James Owens Art.
And I see your art has been influenced by kind of some of this, like film noir time, or even like the Gilligan's Island, or we got the Tin Man over there. So
I'm a movie nut, and I love tiki, and I love old vintage stuff. My house is vintage. I'm just an old soul.
This is amazing stuff. Well, thank you for showing us your stuff, and check it out, people. All right, we are going over here to Retro Ruthie, one of our favorites. We've all have bought shirts from her recently.
Let's go in here.
Yeah. So Retro Ruthie. Oh, and with somebody else we might know here, talking about Johnny Tang here. We're checking out your shirts, Ruthie. Can we just ask you just a question or two just about your stuff? All of us have bought shirts, but tell us about your shirts and how you customize them and where you get your patterns.
Well, I have millions of yards of fabric at home. And basically, I just try to make, when I do a shirt, I try not to have a bunch the same fabric. So you won't run into another person wearing your same fabric. It's just that. I don't know.
That's great. And our friend Johnny Tang here, has been very drawn to this. Why is that, Johnny?
Looks like they're very well done, and I love the uniqueness of it, and the fact that she's willing to customize the shirts a little bit for somebody with a different shape and size. And she's very friendly and enjoyable to work with.
I appreciate it so much, and it's nothing warms my heart more than I see someone wearing a shirt and come back and buy more. And
isn't that amazing?
Fill me for a second. All right. I just want to say, this is this place caught my eye because she... she's... Oh, by the way, no. I just want to speak on behalf of that, because I did buy a shirt here. Luke bought a couple of shirts. Johnny's looking at one now. You have such an eye for design and for fabric, because, let me just show you something. I just want to show you a couple of these shirts over here. Look at this one. Can I just pull that one out right there? That's one of my favorites. I love that. It's a little bit large for me. I'm going to talk to you about this one. This one, and I know, and I bought a shirt. And I got a shirt here first day that I wore out last night. I got so many compliments on it, so I just so appreciate it.
it's just fun because I love sewing. And in the beginning, I was selling vintage, and they didn't fit anybody. So that's why I made these. So you could pick your fabric. You could send me fabric. I can do bark cloth, spoonflower fabric. So.
How do people find you?
Well, at Tiki events, and I have no website, but I am on Facebook, Retro Ruthie on Facebook, and you can just email me, text me, and just ask the guy over there, where'd you get your shirt?
The guy without a shirt? Look, here, this is Retro Ruthie. Find her online, find her on Facebook. And I tell you what, she's got the best stuff. She's just got the absolute best stuff. I love her designs. All right, I'm gonna hand this back over to Cheeseman in Paradise, who's gonna continue. Still going? All right.
Just making sure the microphone's on, as every good interviewer should know, but still here. So we got some more jewelry right here on the right. Look at that.
Is this yours?
I'm a good. Hello.
Retro Ruthie is not here at the moment.
Oh, this is part of Retro Ruthie as well?
Yes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Retro Ruthie's next door.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But I have purchased many necklaces and earrings from her that all match my outfits, and she's absolutely wonderful. She's a sweetheart.
Organic jewelry by Allie.
Skirts by Retro Ruthie as well. Retro Ruthie, the booth you were just at.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She has the most beautiful fabrics and designs, and she sells them at a really good price. She's not out to get anybody. She wants everybody to enjoy the designs and the pictures and everything that she has to offer. I really enjoyed.
Now, how long have you been into Tiki?
Over 15 years. Yes.
And how many times have you been to Tiki Caliente?
Okay, this is Tiki Caliente 14. I was here for Tiki Caliente 2. Which is Tiki has never been so hot. It was 105 degrees on the very first day.
Wow, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Last year was very hot, too.
Last year was hot, but no, Tiki Caliente, it was 105 degrees. And everybody was having a great time, drinking the rum and the drinks and having a ohana. That's all I can say. Tiki is all about the ohana, and everybody here is ohana. I love them. I look forward to seeing them. I live here in the valley, and all of my friends come from Canada and parts beyond, and it's a wonderful time to have a reunion and get together and enjoy each other's company and all of the wonderful things that is Tiki, because Tiki is definitely about ohana.
Ohana. All right, what's your name?
My name is Lisa Berdeau, and like I said, I live here in the valley, in Coachella Valley, and I love this event. Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to us at Organic Jewelry by Allie. She'll be back soon, hopefully, so you can get some good jewelry. All right. Are you ready to talk to us again? Here comes the TV show. The Tiki Freaks is back. We were here last year. I bought a beautiful Max Headroom, similar to this look here. I got a Max Headroom painting that she did customly. So you do originals and you have reprints here, but you frame them so beautifully. Tell me about your paintings and the framing process.
A lot of my paintings are based off of ideas that I get when I'm in the Enchanted Tiki Room, like turning things into characters. Like the bird of paradise in the corner, suddenly he's become a crooner guy, and he's got the orchids in the background as his backup band. And some of them are custom pieces. Like, for instance, I was hired to do the new tiki bar in San Diego, Forbidden Cove, the cover art for their menu. And I also did every page of the menu a drink card. So the text will go in there. But I'm selling the original paintings here. He got the digital print. He's making the...
Which these drinks are the Navy Grog Painkiller. We got the X15 Saturn right there.
Royal Hawaiian. And, of course, I get all my frames in thrift stores, and I make them look like old wood, because I used to be in the Agers and Grainers team at Disney.
I really like this one, and I might be interested in this one here. Tell me the uniqueness about this frame.
Well, this looks like the rattan chairs that your grandma had in her dining room. And so I thought it would look appropriate if I put it on a painting about a 1940s Navy officer in the World War II. And it looks like it does things in your subconscious. Oh, yeah, that goes together. Something like that, yeah.
You used to be in the art department at Disney?
I was in several of them, yes. Scenic painter, character painter, meaning the animatronics, not the dancing characters.
And you worked on the Millennium Falcon at the theme park.
Agers and Grainers team, which are the people that make things look old or make it look like wood, which basically is everything in Tomorrowland, in Adventureland and Frontierland. We don't get to work in Tomorrowland very often. But I was also in the decorating team. I was also on the props team and a little bit of florals. But yeah, in the scenic shop in Florida. So I've done a lot of ride rehabs, a lot of them in my 26 years on and off at Disney, and a lot of new attractions I've built as well, like the Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
And I think your pricing is like excellent. I mean, you have a wide range of stuff from like $50 up to like $650 for originals, which is very good asking price for stuff of this caliber.
People come in and they buy a print, and then they said, I've had that print in my closet for 11 years and never hung it up. And I thought, well, if I just get cheap frames, they can hang it up. And they go home and they hang it up, and they never say, I'd never hung it up again. So it just makes it easier for them to walk in, buy it, hang it up.
And you don't like overcharge, and that's part of what's like draws me here. It's like you do a better job. Like, 'cause a lot of times you'll go to like a Marshall's or you go to other place, but you adding the whole like price in, and it's like, okay, well, for an extra $30-$50, like I have a great matting, and it just makes the picture
Take
look
a print to Michael's, it's going to cost you over $100. And I even cut my own glass. I frame all this myself, you know, all the hardware. I have a chopping thing at home that I buy an ugly old frame at a thrift store that's like 4x4 and cut it into pieces to fit my paintings. I stalk the thrift stores. I love it. But I have all kinds of fantasy things. Like, for instance, you've got this guy from the Tiki Room, the drummer god. And I've adapted it into the scene from Charlie Brown's Halloween special.
Oh,
where
this is my favorite. Yeah. This is my favorite thing I've seen this weekend.
Sally's in the pumpkin patch with Linus, and she's screaming at him, I could have been trick-or-treating, you blockhead! But I've turned it into a pineapple patch, and there are many Hoonie characters from Trader Vic's and the Tiki God from the Tiki Room. So fun stuff like that. And then this is one that we did. Sometimes I do a theme for an art show. Like at Tiki Oasis, they'll say, okay, this year we're going to do the Caribbean in the art show. And so I'm like, how am I going to? But they always require that you put a tiki in the painting. And I'm like, how am I going to do that? If you put a tiki in, it makes it Pacific. What am I going to do? So instead of putting a tiki in, I put a tiki mug in, one that everybody knows, Tiki Bob. And then the only real tiki in it is in the little pick in the cherry. So there really is a tiki in the painting, but I made it Caribbean because I put, flamingos in it.
That's amazing.
People love flamingos, and they love mermaids.
Obviously, like my swimsuit right here. I got a flamingo swimsuit on right now. Yep.
And they love anything with a tiki in it and anything with tropical birds in it. And then I did this one out here for the cover of Exotica Modern magazine.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And so he's sort of like the strong man at the circus wrestling.
You said for Exotica magazine?
Exotica Modern magazine, yeah. And it was the cover for number 12 issue. Anyway, so he's like the strong man at the circus. And he's wrestling the tiger, but instead he's wrestling a leopard shark, and he's a tiki. And you've got all this other circus stuff going on in the background. You know how the seals balance the balls on their nose? Yeah. Well, that's an elephant seal, like an elephant at the circus, balancing a float instead of a ball. And then I've got clownfish and lionfish and an octopus.
An octopus, wow.
Calliope coral. Just like the calliope.
Which is cool when they latch on to coral like that. I was in Key West, Florida. I was doing a night kayaking thing, and if you look down, octopuses do kind of cling on to a large drop-off into the water like that.
Yes. I don't know much about that, but I do know about fake octopuses playing calliopes on fake coral reefs.
Well, awesome. Well, if people want to see more of your art and all that, where do they find you?
Etsy, I have 2 pages, and not only do I do artwork under the name Rara Bird Art at Etsy, but I also do Primitiva Diva, which is my hair flower collection. And that is Primitiva Diva on Etsy.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. Love your stuff. Obviously, come check this stuff out. We got so much variety here. And the monkey even claps its hands. Wow. You want stuff for your hair or your hat. You want things for your house, decorations. Come over here. Thank you very much. All right, Vaughn. Where's James Vaughn? We got James Vaughn here together. Yeah, so we got Vaughn, we got James Vaughn. So we're over here. Tell us about your booth. What's it called?
We're Tiki Cub Designs, and we do laser cut indoor tiki torches, lamps, lanterns, kind of the works of lighting in these marketplace today.
So show us a little deeper look. Like, so what do we have here, like around here, your booth?
These are our table lamps that we do, and we do several different designs of them. We actually had an amazing sellout morning today, but this is our geotomic pattern, which is one of our most successful patterns.
With USB plugins too, which is amazing for parties.
With flicker bulbs, and but yeah, and they come in different colors. This is a golden bamboo that's there, and we also have hibiscus sun and a dark Kona finish as well that we can do these in. And we have a bamboo ring pattern that we'll also be doing in the lamps, as well as our tropical. And this one's finished. This one's different on all the sides.
That changes colors. That is a different kind of bulb there.
Smart bulb, yeah. The pendant lights are new for us this week. They just premiered at Arizona Tiki Oasis this last weekend, and they've been very successful, very well received.
And tell us about these plant ones here.
And then these are our torch sets that we sell. These ones are done as special tributes for Walt Disney World's Polynesian Village Resort. And they're on these really nifty plant stakes, which are made from, we make all of our stakes out of PVC. They're heat sculpted, so that way all the cords go neatly through them, and it kind of keeps a little tidier look. And we have them available in desk sets as well as the ones for the plants.
And they're interchangeable as well, right?
Yeah, these tops, we can pop these off. They have little magnets that hold these in place that are integrated into the design, so any of the designs can snap onto them.
Now, do you have any favorites out of these?
I really like the tropical leaves and the retro tiki god, which I think we are completely sold out of. He just, yeah, this one. He's kind of like a fan favorite, so these people love the retro tiki god. So,
and this once had some things on it. This tree here, and hanging above used to have some.
Yeah, all of our string lanterns we are sold out of. We had Christmas light sets. We do little tiny lanterns, and also lanai lanterns. Oh, it's been a very good weekend for us.
And the bottom of all the pendant lights have a unique design that casts shadows.
Oh, that's cool.
You lift up the tropical.
So, but yeah.
Very cool. So if people want to check out more of these like places that either you're at events or especially online, where do people find you?
They can find us on Etsy. We do sell on Etsy. Tiki Cub Designs is the name of the shop. And we do a couple of events. We'll be at Tiki Oasis in San Diego in August. And
look forward to seeing you at a future show.
This is James.
Yep.
This is James. James Vaughn. James Vaughn. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for showing us around. Awesome stuff. Love it. Love it.
Enjoy the show.
All right. Well, here we are. You know, as I said, Tiki Caliente. So much vending going on here. We are going to end on one last final one. We do have other stuff here. Look at these beautiful carvings here. They got the creature, all these sorts of layered designs. Look at those. So tell us about these, Jim.
Well, no, I bought the magnet. I don't know a lot about these. I know that I love these designs. I've seen them in a couple different spots. When you see the layered designs, they got the creature here. They got bats. They got like the cool helmets from like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I like the skulls at the bottom. These are really good. And got the magnets you can put on.
Especially like the 20. I don't know if our friend Bill has bought any of those, but I really like those designs as well.
Also, you got the Cthulhu, the ancient god. This is great. And these guys are super.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk to them over here real quick, and then we're just gonna do these two more. Yeah. Excuse me, can I ask you about your art here?
I just want to say hello and.
Wood carving. Are one of you the artists? Both are.
Oh, fantastic!
Can you tell me about the art here?
Oh, sure. These are wood pieces that we make in our backyard in Redlands. And
what kind of wood do you use?
Oh,
that's awesome. Oh, jeez.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. What's been kind of the inspiration around it?
I have no voice right now.
Oh,
his voice is gone.
He's had a good weekend.
It's been a good weekend. Either you had too many tiki drinks or too many vendors, or both, which is probably the case. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have fun with it. This is what we do when we're not doing our day jobs. It's fun to get out here and hang out with cool people.
Yeah. Beautiful art. How many times have you been vending here at Tiki Caliente?
I think for the last 4 years we've done all of them probably. Yeah, and our very first vending outing was here for Mucho Caliente. So we come back and we love the party. We've been attendees long before we were vending.
So what kind of paint do you use on the wood?
It is interior paint from Home Depot. Yeah, I mean it's just
All right, and how do people find your art if they want to check this out?
We have an Etsy shop and we're on Instagram. So Mischief Motu, no spaces. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook, Etsy.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time and awesome art. Oh my God. Always good seeing all the stuff you're doing here.
I love these things right here too.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish
we're
up.
at our last one right here.
Is it cool if we talk to you about your art?
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
how's it going?
just intruding.
Yeah, I'm like stepping on sandals.
Sorry about that.
I know it's
Sorry, guys.
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
dangerous booth. My ambiance is kind of sliding down the pole there, so it's like a Saw movie in here. But you know, welcome.
Yeah, like
This is
we are the Tiki Freaks. So
Right?
like we
okay.
we have
Welcome,
this
guys.
like just built-in love of what you're doing already.
Yeah,
mean,
so-
with, Universal Monsters.
Right on. So yeah, my booth it mixes tiki with a lot of popular culture. I call it pop surrealism, which is a school of art, and I make
some of these mugs are yours.
Yeah,
as well. Almost
these
all
are,
of them, right?
all of them, but the Disney one are my mugs that I've designed for tiki bars and other projects. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Now, how long have you been doing this, and especially like your love of like the Universal Monsters?
Oh gosh, like 15 years. You know, it's fun to take off on tropes that people already know and add my like spin to it. So there's a little bit of Disney villains and some.
Oh yeah, like with what we just saw there with Cruella de Vil and
yeah,
Ursula
exactly.
and all that.
Exactly, and then there's other things that are more just mixing in my love of 70s, 80s culture. So you can see there's the velvet skateboard that's a 80s pool deck shape. That's that mug that I designed for Ventiki and Ventura, and the skull. But yeah, there's little tropes like the Mickey Mouse and Cthulhu here at the back. And my homage to the Martini Kings. It's a famous tiki culture band. And a lot of things like that.
Now, what is it about Tiki Caliente that's kind of brings you back, or like this is the place I want to bend? Because I mean, there's so many places you could be out doing stuff, but what is about Tiki Caliente that brings it? I mean, Palm Springs obviously has character itself.
So the thing I love about Tiki Caliente is that it's a smaller event, so it's a lot more casual. If I want to close up and put a sign that I'm gone to lunch, I can go for a swim, and it's not a high tension kind of situation where there's like last week we did Viva Las Vegas, which is a rockabilly festival, which we're selling for 12 hours a day. So this is a lot more casual and fun, and a lot of people are walking by handing me delicious cocktails all day, and can't go wrong with that. Right?
Now, if people want to check out your art more and what you're doing, where do they find you?
BigToeArt.com.
BigToeArt.com.
Awesome.
BigToeArt.com. Yep.
All right. Are you
Easy
gonna
to
take a dip
find.
in the pool today?
Absolutely. Another dip in the pool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we are closing out here the vending area of Tiki Caliente. Again, my Palm Spring punch right here, almost done, almost melted, but not so hot this year that I don't have ice, which would have been last year. So great vending area again this year. Cheeseman in Paradise here at Tiki Caliente event. Lots of great vendors, lots of great people. So maybe I'm going to take another dip. We'll see. But cheers from the Tiki Freaks here at Tiki Caliente.
This work.
You're muted. You are back.
Did you mute me?
Well, yeah, you were walking around during that video, and I didn't want you interfering.
Okay.
With my interviews.
I get it. I was just saying that was a lot of fun. I just thank you guys for hanging in there. I know it was a kind of a little bit of a longer video, but it was cool to walk through and talk to all the vendors, see all the cool stuff being made. And we're going to close out with just two last videos. And these ones are much shorter, much shorter. Luke has a cool painting that he picked up down there. And he has a little video that tells why this painting is special. And then our final video will be Rory giving us a little preview of next year. All right, Luke, going to show the video or show the painting?
This is the story.
The name of this painting is called Yonderlust. Do you want to do a quick scan real close up? There's a soldier looking out a window and he's in an office. He's obviously a Navy guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is from the Tiki Oasis 2018 art show where they asked us to do a theme of the South Pacific cinema. That was the name of it. So I said, okay, I'm going to go with Bali High, the movie South Pacific. So this is Lieutenant John Cage from the movie, and he's looking out the window at the island of Bali
Oh my
High.
gosh, I just realized August. That's my birth month.
And also that on that calendar is the week that we always hold Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the second week in August. Okay, so
What year?
that was the 2018.
But I mean, like, what year was it? Like
film?
in the film.
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Look it up. It'll
45,
be interesting if
44?
if the X's were on
It
my
was
actual
about
birthday.
World War II.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll
The
figure it
movie
out.
was made in the early 50s, but it was about World War II.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the story. In the story, there's a very famous song called Bali High. You know that song? Bali High may call you. Everybody knows it, right?
Yes.
Thanks. Okay, so in his office in the Navy, he has a telephone, and you can see that it's hanging off the hook. It rang, but he realized the call wasn't coming from the phone. It was coming from the island of Bali High. Bali High may call you. If you look very closely, you could see a woman in the clouds with her hands up, calling to him. Now, in his office, he has all these pinups, okay? You can tell he's girl crazy and he's lonely because he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pinups. But the funny part is they're all famous women who were real, named Betty. Ready?
Yeah.
Zoom in. Come in.
Did you say Betty?
I did.
Which my great grandma that I said that reminded me. Her name's Betty.
Then you need this painting. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but definitely that one because
is
of
Betty Davis.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And over here we have Betty Page, Betty Boop, Betty Grable, Betty White before she turned gray. Behind her is Betty Crocker. You go further down, you get Betty Rubble. And below that is Betty from the Archie comics, Betty Anderson. And then behind that, you can't see behind the lamp, but it's Betty from Greece. Now you're like, who's Betty from Greece? That was Rizzo's first name. They're in the back seat getting it on, and she goes, call me Betty. And he goes, why? And she goes, because that's my name. It is? All right, so also we have the lamp from Joe versus the Volcano. And you'll notice that the island and the ocean scene and the sunset are the same as the picture he's looking out in the window. It's on the lamp. And then you have Mr. Bali High mug, because this is the Bali High painting. And everything on the luggage has a meaning as well. If you look on the backpack, it says Company B, because that was a hit in 1944, the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. So he's in Company B, and it also says he's in the 4077 unit from SMASH! Right, and then it says Lieutenant John Cable, because that was the name of his character. And there you have it, and my signature is in the reflection of the mirror backwards of the door to his office. The end.
Oh, beautiful.
Betty is your grandmother.
Betty is my grandmother, and this is the one, and that reminds me of Betty right there.
Of the girls is named Betty. Okay. Now, Mike, would you please hang that up again?
All right,
And we're all
I'm
done.
getting this one.
And this
Thank
one
you.
is the one that's going to belong to you.
All right.
Because the frame is made out of the rattan that he remembers on the seats of his grandmother's chairs. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeez, man, that was awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys. And that's it touched you, huh? Wait, you're muted. Luke, we can hear you.
Yeah, it was a great piece of art, and it was nice to kind of hear the backstory behind it. So, yeah, a lot of good artists, a lot of good stories behind what they do.
All right, guys, we have one last little treat for you. This is Rory. Luke, you have a video, Cheeseman in Paradise. Have we already watched that video? The one before we leave. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
we've
I
shown
think
it.
so.
Okay, cool. So the last thing before we head out is Rory Snyder. He's the organizer of Tiki Caliente, and he's gives us just a few parting words, and he talks about next year. And Luke, I think this is what we're closing on, right?
Yep.
All right, guys. So you can catch us right here. Please subscribe to the podcast here at thetikifreaks.com. Check us out on the website, on Facebook, Instagram. We'll be posting this on Instagram in 2 parts. And thank you for hanging with us. It's a little bit longer this time, but we had so much fun at Tiki Caliente. We just didn't want to miss any part of it. All right. So, Cheeseman, any parting words?
Follow the Tiki Freaks on Instagram as well.
Yep. We are a Tiki Freak. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Here's Rory. Tiki Freaks.
Tiki Freaks, we are here with Rory Snyder, Tiki Extraordinaire. We are finishing up our time here at Tiki Caliente. How was it for you?
besides the voice being a little off.
That's a sign. That's a good
Yeah,
sign.
it's good. Weather, perfect. Watch out. Barry Manilow's here, by the way, too. I hope you're a Fanilow. The bands were great. Room party's incredible. I wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't change a thing at all. This is my second time at Tiki Caliente. We've been talking to people who've been coming for 14, 15 years. They said this is one of the best years ever, so I think that's awesome. Hey, what do you have to say to all the people who couldn't come this year about next year?
Well, first, most of these people probably don't realize that we're not going to do Circa Caliente in October. But for the people coming next year, it's the 60th anniversary of the Caliente Tropics. It's our 15th anniversary. So I haven't started coming up with the concepts yet, but it'd be more about us looking back at the history of the hotel and of the event, and kind of, we've been around long enough to get our own nostalgic. You know, we can look back at our history, and everyone who's been with us for 15 years, we've done something in the past 15 years. It's fun to look back at Frank Sinatra and look back at the history of the Caliente Tropics where Sinatra used to hang out here. But our legacy is longer than that was. And we did more interesting things. Room 135 had better parties than I'm sure they did in the 1960s. Room 100 had great parties the past 15 years, which are better than anything probably ever happened there. So these walls are speaking right now, and they're saying to you, Tiki Caliente, 15, next May, 2024, the King of Caliente, Barry Manilow, the Tiki Freaks. It's going to be incredible.
We'll be there. We're not yet there next year. We're going to finish up this year, 14, but next year we can't wait. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you,
We'll
boys.
see you then. Bye-bye.
Cheese Man of Paradise.